Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Parsa, or Pad, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Hypixel Skyblock video. So, in today's video, we're just going to be discussing new alpha patch notes, and they're basically just patch notes that are pretty sure they're guaranteed at this point to come into the main server, but I'm not too sure. So, a while back, maybe like 3 days ago, I made a video on the alpha changes, but we didn't really have all the information, and now the admins actually put out a patch note. As you can see, it should be on the screen right now. So we're just going to be talking about those, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts on them after going through them. Also, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe and join my Discord server. I do a ton of giveaways in my Discord server. We actually just did a 100 million coin giveaway right now, and at 5,000 subscribers, it is kind of far away, but we are going to be doing a face reveal at 5,000 subscribers. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to subscribe. Anyway, without further ado, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so first let's just talk about everything that has actually changed and that has been either nerfed or buffed in the patch notes. Alright, so first let's talk about the Golden Dragon. So they're adding a couple of things to Golden Dragon. First off, they're adding a base magic find of 10, which is pretty cool. So basically you're getting 0.5 magic find every 10 levels, and that starts from 0, not from 100. Also, the Shining Scales ability grants magic find and strength to the base stats of the pet and not directly to the player. So when you see in the base stats that you have a certain amount of magic find, like on the alpha video you may see, or a lot of people talking about having 24 base magic find on the G-Drag, that's actually coming from the Shining Scale perk. So that's not just directly to the player from the pet. It's also buffing the legendary perk from 0.2% to 0.25%. So this is actually quite a significant nerf. So now for every million coins in the bank, instead of doing 0.2 damage, you're doing 0.25% damage. And in the total, level 200 G-Drag used to be 200% damage for a bill in the bank, and now it's 25% or 250% damage for every bill in the bank. And then just a little UI change. It's showing the exact damage boost from the G-Drag from the legendary perk, which they're saying it's not too precise right now, but yeah, just a little GUI change. So personally, I think it's really great that they're buffing the G-Drag for the price of the G-Drag and just the time that it takes to level it to level 200. I think that's amazing. They really needed to buff the G-Drag, and it wasn't that great of a pet for its price. So now it's going to be actually worth it a lot more. The damage is going to be a lot higher, and obviously the magic find is also insanely cracked now. Okay, so we're quickly going to skip the turtle and jellyfish pet. I don't think these two pets really add a huge change to the game, and I want to get to the juicy stuff as quick as possible. So yeah, let's just get on with the next thing. Okay, so the Scatha Pet. This is some really exciting news. So I'm sure we all knew this, but the Scatha Pet is now upgradable, which is super sick. From rare to epic, it costs 125 mil and 25 hardstone, enchanted hardstone, which is basically nothing in hardstone. So 125 mil, not bad at all. And then from epic to legendary is 250 mil and 256 enchanted hardstone, which again is just absolutely nothing. And you know, this makes the total cost of this 375 million coins to get it from a rare to a legendary. And the very insane thing that they're doing is they're making Scatha drop chance 4 times higher now from Scathas. So 4 times, that's insane. I believe that for Scathas it was something like 1 in 1,666. So now it's going to be like not too rare at all, like something like 1 in 400. So that's really cracked. I believe that legendary Scathas are going to be something down to like 500-600 mil. So that's pretty cool. And I'm happy that Hypixel is doing this. Scatha Pets were way too expensive and rare, and now it's actually going to be a usable pet for most people. So yeah. Okay, so now on to something that I'm sure most of my mid-game viewers definitely aren't happy about, as I've heard the baby Yeti Pet nerfs. Okay, so previously they were doing something really stupid, where they were nerfing baby Yeti pets from 100% to 50% of your strength as defense. So they were basically nerfing the defense that you gain from it by 50%. But then they decided to change it in these patch notes from alpha, and now they added something that I find really cool. So basically, for the epic baby Yeti pet, these nerfs stay the same, so it's 50% nerf. But for the legendary baby Yeti pet, it's only a 25% nerf, so you're getting 75% of your strength as defense. And I just think this is insanely cool. For the longest time, legendary baby Yeti pets have been worthless, and they've even been worse than epics because they're harder to level. And this is just really stupid. Like, why would a legendary pet be worse than an epic pet? But with this change, legendary pets are actually going to go up. So if you guys have epic pets, they're not going to be as good as legendary pets. So that's just something to know. But yeah, overall, really cool changes, and I'm actually happy that Hypixel's doing this. Okay, so now let's talk about the big boy changes, the enchantment changes. So I'm sure we've all been waiting for this, but obviously One for All is additive and not multiplicative anymore, and it still gives plus 500% damage, but it's just additive. Now they're actually buffing a lot of enchants, so I'll just try to go through these as quickly as possible. So Titan Killer scale now goes from 50% cap to 70% cap between 5 and 7. Prosecute scale from 35% to 40% cap between 5 and 6, so 5% more. Fire aspect now deals 40% of your total damage per second, which is actually really cracked, depending on what you're doing. Like, I feel like for something like maybe Sven's, if you're not doing too much damage, so you can't one tap it, and there's that little like phase, the fire aspect is actually going to do a ton of damage, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so now on to the most overpowered, broken, and just stupid enchant change. This is going to be sick. So Venomous now increases damage inflicted on the monster by a certain percent per hit, stacking up to 50 hits. So if you have Venomous 5, which most people do, you're getting 1% more damage, and if you have Venomous 6, you're getting 1.2% damage. So let's just take Venomous 5 for the example, because most people have Venomous 5. If you hit a mob 50 times, you gain 50% more damage to that mob. So you're getting half of your damage added onto your damage if you just hit a mob 50 times, which for many things like Enderman Slayer, you're easily hitting something 50 times. If you're doing floor 7 like you're doing Necron and you're hitting it with a giant sword, you're easily mage beaming it 50 times. So this is just such a stupid change. And on top of all of that, it stacks globally with players. So let's say I'm in a dungeon party and I have 5 people in my party and we all have giant swords with Venomous on them. If everyone hits it 10 times, then that counts up to 50. So basically everyone hitting one monster stacks it for you too. So this is just insanely broken. Venomous prices have raised a lot, and this is a crazy change, man. This is crazy. And then back to smaller changes. So now Thunderlord deals 100% of your damage. Thunderbolt deals 60% of your total damage. Sharpness now deals Sharpness 5 deals 25, Sharpness 6 deals 35, and Sharpness 7 deals 45, so a little bit better. Lethality 5 does 15, and Lethality 6 does 20% damage now. Ender Slayer, we'll just say the tier 6 and 7. Ender Slayer 6 does 75% damage. Ender Slayer 7 does 90%, which is actually really cracked. Bane of Arthropods doesn't really matter. Cleave 5 does 15% damage. Cleave 6 does 20%, which is actually, again, really good. Critical 6 does 70% crit damage, and Critical 7 gives you 100% crit, or 100% crit damage, yeah, which is really good too. Cubism 5 gives 50%, Cubism 6 gives 65, doesn't really matter. Execute 5 gives 1, Execute 6 gives 1.2%. Giant Killer 6 gives 0.65%, and Giant Killer 7 gives 0.8%. Prosecute 5 gives 0.5%, Prosecute 6 gives 0.65%, and Smite 6 gives 50%, and Smite 7 gives 60%. There are also some juicy item changes. So gemstones are obviously being nerfed from 4 coin cell to NPC to 3 coin cell, so quite a big nerf. Nether Wart is also being nerfed from 3 coins to 2 coins, which I don't really think is a problem because not too many people farm Nether Wart, and this can just make inflation better. It'll help inflation because lots of macros get less money from macroing Nether Wart now. Infinity Boom now instant blows up walls, which is really sick. So you don't have to wait for an Infinity Boom anymore. It just instantly blows them up. Maxer gets a crit damage increase from 30 to 45 on each piece, which is quite a big crit damage increase actually. And each piece of Maxer now gets 5% extra arrow damage. They've also nerfed the Endstone Sword to 50% damage reduction max, which is pretty good because Endstone Sword is really like a cheap way to do Enderman Slayer, and I feel like it was a little bit too OP for its price, so this nerf should balance it out a bit. They've also really broken Ender Slayer and made it way too easy now. So the Void Walker Katana gives 3% less damage for Enderman. The Void Edge Katana gives 6% less damage. The Vorpal Katana gives 9% damage, and the Atom Split Katana receives 12% less damage from Enderman, which on its own is a huge damage reduction. They've also buffed Final Destination armor, so they've buffed it so that instead of 50 strength, you get 100, so that's on each piece. So with every piece, you're gaining an extra 200 strength. They've also buffed the intelligence from 1.25 to 1.5, so the mana is also going to be much better. And now Vicious Darkness, which is the ability only procs while sneaking in combat, not a big deal. And finally, Vicious Darkness now gives plus 100% damage to Enderman. So this is just insane. Getting 100% damage to Enderman. I mean, think about that. Final Destination armor doesn't give that much, but this is now better than any other armor set. The Warden Helmet is also completely useless now, basically to Enderman Slayer, and this is just destroying the prices. If you guys look on AH right now, Warden Helmets go for about 240, 230 mil. So rip to my boy Iniquitous. So yeah, for anyone trying to do Ender Slayer for cheap, this is now your opportunity because you can do it with Final Destination armor just as fine, if not better than you do it with Necron. Times are going to be easier, cores are going to drop. So this is a huge change. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think it's too good of a change because Enderman Slayer was really notable for being really, really difficult, but now it's just not that hard anymore. So it's kind of hard to take seriously. And now finally, though, there are a couple of miscellaneous updates. So the Wither Skeleton perk now does 25% damage to Withers from 50. They really nerfed this one hard, but Wither Skeleton, a little bit overpowered. They nerfed the Merciless Swipe of the Tiger from 50% ferocity to 30%. I don't think anyone cares about this one. No one really uses Tiger. Fishing coin treasures get buffed to a fishing level, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't think this matters all that much either. And finally, a huge change. Doubles the odds of they've doubled the odds to get ultra rare rewards in the experimentation tables. So now all tier 7 enchants, tier 6 enchants are double as common. So again, huge change, very important. They've changed enchants, made them more common, and they've made them better. And yeah. So that's basically it for all the patch notes. In my personal opinion, I think basically everything they're doing is really, really good. I'm really happy with these changes. The enchants are pretty cool. They've actually made them more common and they've made them better. The Enderman Slayer, it's kind of debatable. They've made it a lot easier. I don't know if it was the play, but now lots of maybe mid-late game players can do Enderman Slayer a lot easier now. So I guess that's a good thing. Nothing else crazy. The Scatha Pet change is really good too, and the Golden Dragon Pet is too. Overall though, really cool update, and I think these patches will be coming out quite soon if I were to estimate a week or two from now.